All right. Stream time. So, we're gonna do. We're gonna try to make it so that you can do some more things with selections. So right now you can delete stuff. You can move the selection around. And you can also copy and paste, but it is going to go right where it was before. You can copy it onto a new layer like this. But there's some things you can't do. You can't move something that you've selected. You can only move the selection. So that's not very convenient. And then there's also no way to, say, drag to change the selection. You know, we don't need to do anything too fancy, but it would be good to have something like that. And also maybe something like, let's see, let's start with just moving something. So to do that, we're going to go look at our marquee tool here. We're going to go to the place where we are moving things around. This is if we're not moving the selection, so we don't do that. Here, if we're moving the selection. So this is where we release so there's that, and then Then we ignore this. We don't actually use this. So here, we're moving the selection. Do that. And then we need some kind of flag for if you're moving like the contents of the selection or just the selection itself. So let's make that. Whether we should move the contents or not. Okay. And then when we are here, we are moving the selection. We do this. And then also if we want to move the contents, then we need to actually do that as well. So let's go take a look at what we do in Sprite Scene here. Hi Cosmic, welcome. Bit of a late one today, probably going to be shorter. So we're going to look at what we did for copy and paste. It's going, it's going. That didn't start too long ago, so nothing major yet. Trying to make it so that when you select stuff and you move the selection, it also moves the stuff. So, right. Let's just, we really should kind of extract this into some kind of method or something, but I'm not gonna bother with that right now. Let's also make something here. Call it, say, if moving selection and move contents. And we do effectively a copy. Things get a little weird. Actually, we should probably do cut first, because that would be more like what we're doing here. So let's go back here and implement a cut function. And I think the favorites tab. I'm pretty sure I have heard of that. Couldn't really tell you where it is though. Sounds like you found it, so that's good. I think this is basically copying and then deleting. Let's see, there's delete. Put this into its own thing. Ah, yeah, I probably did add you as a favorite. I set that up a while ago. Which, like, suggested I do it or something. Okay. There's that. Alright, let's see. Hit a copy and then edit delete. We are going to add it here. Delete and well, we did it all different order. I'm not gonna worry about it. We'll just put adopt is action pressed. UI cut. And let's try that. That works quite well. Okay. So we know we basically just need to copy and then delete. So to copy, we do this. What is going on here? Ah, okay. We'll have to change some things. Hello? Are we back? Hold on. Another blue screen of death. Get the music back up at least. Yeah, not good. I don't think we should have lost anything really, but it's very annoying. This computer might be on the way out, to be honest. Just setting things back up here. Let's see if we can start Godot again without it crashing on us. So far, not looking great. Yeah, hold on, let me fix that. How's that? Better? Alright. I need to, like, even out some of these tracks. Some of them are a lot louder than others. That might be why it is. Or it could be because I just blue screened. Either way. Looks like we didn't lose anything here. Let's also go to this right here. Now we need to call this. So we'll just do that. Good. Let's also get the layer manager. Although we don't actually need that. We just need the layer writer right here. Let's see. So that's good. And then instead of doing this, where we set the fake clipboard, we're going to add a node. It's going to be the selection contents. It's going to be sprite 2D. And then we're going to set that, so that's, we just call it the selection contents. We're going to set the selection contents to a new Sprite 2D. And then we're going to give that a texture that we create from our final image. We're going to add that. As a child of the current layer? Which I think would be, you would do that by using the layer manager. And you would get the current layer. It would add the child. Right. And then here, delete. And then we have it reinserted so that you can move it. So to delete, we go back here and let's see. We do some of this nonsense. So for this, do some of the same stuff. Replace these with those references. Let's also here real quick. So we've got our canvas viewport. So when we get the child 0, that is the same as getting the layer manager. And when we get the current layer's parent, that is the same as getting the layer writer. And then we also need the selection viewport again. And then should be most of it. So now we have that. It's in our little weird fake clipboard. Fake clipboard, if you can believe it. We're double faking. And then when we release, we're going to actually do stuff, but not that much. It's fine. We can ignore it for now. But when we are moving, so that would be here, then we want to get the selection contents, and we want to set that position. And this is going to be similar to what we do when we move the selection. So we'll just use the layer writer instead of the selection viewport there. Let's see what that does. Because we've done a whole lot of coding and not a lot of testing. What was up with... Oh. What? That's a little weird. I don't like the way this is behaving. Ah. What? Oh. That's fine. We can fix that. I know what that's doing. We just need to go to layer writer. Need to pass in the layer manager. All right. And then, what do we do? We test it again. Okay, did we set this to true? No, we set it to false by default. Let's set it to true. And try again. Okay. So we are offset by quite a bit. But we're getting something of a partial success. Let's try... What do we need to do? We need to do the same thing that we do with the whole drag offset. That should be the same thing, I think. We can pretend that it's the same thing, and it will probably work. So how do we do that? We did already. Maybe that's the issue, is that we're pretending it's the same when it's not. Or the other thing would be if we are you know, we are doing this. We're not really doing anything special with the selection contents. Let's make sure that is not centered. Ah. Well, that works quite beautifully. Now it's going to stamp it all over the place and also, for some reason, get slightly off. But we can ignore that. Because when we release, we need to sort of reset. So here's our release. Here's if we're moving the selection. Here's if we are moving the contents when we're moving the selection. So if we're moving the contents, we need to basically reset our selection contents. What is my personal favorite sprite editor? A-Sprite. It's the standard, basically, at this point, and it's quite good. Soon, hopefully, my favorite will be the one that I'm making. But not gonna say that just yet. Yeah, Libre Sprite is pretty good. It's like 90% of what you need out of A-Sprite anyway. So, by all means, if you don't need any of the fancy features or support or anything, just go with Libre Sprite. I also, what I do is I compile A-Sprite because I can. But I know that that's kind of a tricky process for people, so. Yeah, you gonna call me a nerd in the stream where I'm programming? Uh-huh. I see how it is. Alright. So we delete it. But is that all we do? Well, here we do the texture flip. We may need to insert a weight there. But other than that, I think we should be good. Oh no, I know what we missed. We have to turn off. No, that's wrong. That should be it. That should be good. Let's give it a shot. Okay. What is this? It is the rendering server. I've got way too many of these in the code. I need to figure out a way to not do this, but right now it works. I'm gonna wait for the post frame. Yeah, that goes. Not well, apparently. I'm not convinced that that is... Did we do it on select correct instead of... something else that we should have done? Now, why is this null? I suppose we can add a if select correct here. I'm a bit confused as to why that happened though. Okay, we're getting there. Let's add also the wait. Rendering server. Frame pre-draw. Would you mind banning that guy? Cosmic, you're there. See. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so that doesn't work. We can just... move this right here and see if that does anything. We might also have to put a weight somewhere else. I don't know. I feel like this is probably an issue with weighting though. Oh, I see what I've... Okay, okay. I flip the selection viewport but I never flip the the canvas, the layer writer. So I gotta do that. Ah, that works. Well, there you go. It would also be nice to have a way to switch between the two. So in Sprite, if you drag at the very edge, it will just move the selection and not the contents. So we should probably have something similar. We also have the contents not quite following the selection here. That's not great. What if it's close enough? Indeed. Indeed. I do want to try, though, and see if we can fix that in a simple way. If not, we'll probably leave that for another time. Oh yeah, that works well enough. That's much better. Easy peasy. Alright. Real fast, like move it around really quickly. Looks good to me. Let's see. Because you can't really do a thing where you drag at the very edge, like on mobile. That's going to suck. So how would we distinguish between the two modes? We could have some kind of additional handle. that you can move. We could have a separate tool that moves just the selection. That's actually like a decent idea. Or we could have some kind of setting that you use to tell the program which behavior you want. Sprite does that all the time with these little options on the top of the screen. I'm kind of liking the selection moving tool option, weirdly. But that's kind of hard to fit into the way we're doing things. Let's see. We are so close. We need what I've just been talking about, which is move just the selection. And then we need... Can I move? That's weird. It's like specifically with the pencil tool. This one I get. I don't get this. I can't move. Weird. We need to move just the selection. And then we need... But see, now I can do it. What? That was weird. It's like because I hadn't drawn. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. Move just the selection, and then we also need to fix... Undo / redo. And then, if I'm not mistaken, we should be in a pretty good position for an initial release. Then there's also more mobile testing. Specifically, there's this bug on mobile where if you are like panning, it'll like draw even though you're just trying to navigate. So we gotta fix that and a few other little quality of life sort of things. That's pretty much it though, as far as I can tell, in terms of major issues that we need to settle. Yeah, I don't know. We're getting there. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, I know what we can do. We can add those other options to the edit menu. Then we'll probably call it a night. So to do that, we go here, we go to the edit menu, then we go to items. We add for cut. And then we add one for delete. Then we go here to our tab container. We add one for cut. And then we add one for delete. It's not super useful right now. But it does work. Delete. And paste again. Continue pasting. Uh-oh. I suppose I I clicked and released in like the same frame or something, and it didn't like that. How would you even, I don't know. Let's just put and selection contents. That should completely fix it, as far as I'm aware. What? Literally how? How? You should not be able to get here. Oh, is it because we, like, awaited? So we have to check now that we have selection contents? This makes no sense. It's absolutely bizarre to me. Oh, maybe we need to not just... No, that should work. That should work. That should work. Has some slightly odd properties if you click it a bunch. Okay. We're gonna add this to the list. Make it so that clicking a bunch doesn't make everything die. Write it down, people. Because that's not gonna fly. Cannot call method remove child on a null value when I just check this. Not equals null. Come on. Surely this won't do exactly the same thing, even though I just checked it. How? That should not be possible. That shouldn't be possible. Oh, what? Wait a minute. Somehow... Oh. The selection contents aren't null, but its parent is. Because it somehow didn't get added to the scene or something. What? Well, let's just do this. That ought to be okay, I think. That seems pretty okay. I still don't like the way that things are... Yeah, things still are not great. But that's gotta be better. That's better than what we had before, so... Yeah, I'm gonna call it there. And we'll look at some of those details next time. Go ahead and do a raid. Let's see. Who can we do? Let's go ahead and raid Julie. Looks like they're doing some watercolor to be nice and relaxing. And see you there. All right, Cosmic.